I got fired from my job on Christmas. On Christmas. After 19 years working for the company. I'm not going to say their name, but it rhymes with Booby Poo's Day. Okay? I started as a server when I was 19 years old. Became a bartender. I did shift leading for a while. I was assistant general manager for years. And then I finally became the general manager. Very proud of that. I worked really hard for that. 19 years, I never missed a day of work. I've always showed up. I've always been consistent. Always done everything. I've watched the company go from 1,000 stores down to 195. I've went the whole way with the company. They decided they were going to be open on Christmas Day this year. So first of all, I had to tell my family and my kids that I was going to miss Christmas dinner and all of that and all the activities and family time to go to work. What I didn't want to do was just make my employees work. So I took volunteers. The company didn't pay an extra dime to work on Christmas Day. No holiday pay, no bonus pay, no time and a half, no double time, nothing. But they expected me to just make people work, which I didn't want to do. I work in a college town. Most of them were at home on break with their families. The few people I had around town that were still working, they wanted Christmas off. They wanted to spend time with their families on Christmas like they should, like I wanted to. So I had 3 volunteers that were willing to work on Christmas. There was no previous sales. There was nothing really to base that on. We were only going to be open from 4 to 9. So we were going to run it with the 4 of us. I talked to my boss about it. He's like, that's not enough. He's like, you need more people. You got to make more people work with no incentive on Christmas Day. I couldn't get anybody else to work. I couldn't make anybody work. I was not going to fire anybody for not working on Christmas. So the 4 of us did the absolute best we could, and we got killed. I cooked all the food by myself. I had a host, I had a server, and I had a brand new shift leader first day out of training that was trying to help out wherever she could. She started out cooking with me for a while, and then they started filling up in the front, and the whole place filled up. And I've never seen so many to-go orders come in within a few hour span ever. Apparently we were the only place open in town. I did the best I could. I cooked by myself. I cooked thousands of dollars worth of sales and food till about 8 o'clock. We were supposed to close at 9. By 8 o'clock, I was almost out of prep. Both sides of my line were empty. I was running back and forth to the cooler. Both sides of my screens were both still full. The restaurant was still full. I didn't know what to do. We were all overwhelmed. We ended up closing the front door 1 hour early at 8 so we could finish taking care of all the people inside the restaurant and finish up the to-go orders that we could not turn off. I cannot turn off the to-go orders. They would stop at 9. So I finished cooking what I had for all of those people, ran back and forth, prepped some things on the fly to get those people taken care of, to get the to-go orders all taken care of, to get to 9 o'clock. We closed, 4 of us closed the entire restaurant. I closed the entire kitchen by myself. We washed thousands of dollars worth of dishes. We were all there very late at night. And then I got fired for my efforts. So I already got another job. I'm starting at the bottom. I had to just grab a job. I had to grab a server job. I'm in training. After 19 years, I'm in training to be a server at another restaurant. And man, what a gut punch. To be the person that is in charge of everything and knows the answer to every question and has put in all of that work just thrown away. I know I have comparable skills. I know I have experience. I know that eventually I will get another job, but the market is tough right now, man. It is not a good time to be trying to get a new job without preparing for that. And I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know. I guess I'm making this video because I just need some good vibes thrown my way. I need some comeback stories. I need some of those stories of people that found that really good job after something bad like this. My wife just got a second job. And, man, I've always been the breadwinner in our family. And, I got a mortgage and 2 kids and car payment and everything else. And man, I feel like it kind of turned my life upside down real quick, but I trust in God. God has my back, and if he's got me, who can be against me, right? And I have so many people that support everything that I've ever done on here, and Obviously, this is not my normal type of content. I'm a TV collector and I like VHS tapes and movies. So
Okay, so before we even get into that, like shout out to him for shouting out Guy. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's the only thing you have to depend on. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel for him because I've been in situations where a job has let me go. But the thing is, I've never had a kid. I've never had a wife. I've never had a mortgage. I've had bills to pay. I can only imagine how stressful it can be being in a situation, especially him being the breadwinner and his wife picking up a second job. Now, I'm not sure about you, but we have men and women watching this show. And as a man, I wouldn't want my wife to have to pick up two jobs in order to help out with the family. That seems like the best route for him to go in right now as he's getting back on his 2 feet. So I know he's grateful, but it's also like, dang, it hits home. It hits harder than just a paycheck. It hits your loved ones. It affects the kids. It affects the mortgage. It affects the car note. Like people can get their cars repoed. I was looking for a reason why Ruby Tuesday even fired this guy for even showing up to the job and then performing and then serving people and then still making the company money. It's crazy. You know what? This just goes to show that companies don't care about employees. Bottom line, we are not in an era where these companies have feelings for employees. They're still going to operate with or without you. And maybe they have a rough start once they let you go. But the whole problem with this is, and this is for my man right here, not being prepared. He admitted it himself. A lot of people like to cry wolf and let go of something called accountability, right? They always like to blame the job. Oh, the job let me go. It's not fair, right? They sound like children. He's owning up to his shit. I respect that. You know why? Because he admitted he wasn't prepared. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. That's one of my mentors. My mentors taught me that early on into entrepreneurship. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Okay? How are you planning out your days? What are you working on after you get off your 9 to 5? What's happening with your 5 to 9? No, you don't have to run a Fortune 500 company, but so many people are lazy as hell with creating their own streams of income. They're lazy with learning how to invest their money. And then they run into a problem like this, and then they're like, man, wife got to pick up a second job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was lazy. I'm saying he said he wasn't prepared. And for whatever excuse he may have when it came down to extra streams of revenue, I hope this helps him learn that lesson because this doesn't happen for any reason. I believe things happen for us, not to us. You see, the people who have a victim mindset say, oh, it happened to me, right? Oh, these just type of things just happened to me, right? And they see it from a victim lens. I don't see these type of problems from a victim lens. I see problems as possible solutions to future problems. I've been through this again, so how can I avoid it? Or before I even get into this scenario, how can I avoid it? I'm looking at what this situation can teach me, you, and also him. It's not just picking up another 9 to 5. I promise you that. And when people say things like, oh, the job market is just trash, no, the job market is trash for those who are lazy looking for a job. I can't tell you how many people that are my age, I'm 27 years old, have told me, oh, I've applied to 200 jobs, 300 jobs, 400 jobs. And I used to think, you know what? They deserve a job. This is what I was when I was a full blown entrepreneur because I'm working a 9 to 5 right now and doing this show, creating YouTube videos. But I used to think that my friends explaining how they applied to 200, 300, 400 jobs, I'm like, man, why wouldn't they hire this person? They applied to that many jobs. They deserve a job. First of all, you don't deserve a thing. You come into this industry with entitlement, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed. Oh, I applied to this many. No, you went on your phone, wherever my phone is at. You went on your phone and you clicked a button 300 times and it submitted the same resume 300 times. But how many people did you call 300 times? How many people did you knock on doors 300 times? How many videos did you send to the business email about you being the best employee that they could ever hire 300 times? Not many people, probably nobody out of all of my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about my friends, I'm talking about society as a whole. So I don't think this is a job problem. I think this is a being too comfortable where you're at. And if you're comfortable, you cannot grow. When you get in the gym, you work out, you become uncomfortable. Your muscles get sore. So guess what? Over time, your muscles grow, you change your clothes, you become more fit, you become more athletic, and guess what? You have to challenge yourself over and over and over and over again in order for you to continue improving. Otherwise, you're just going to get comfortable and your body's going to adapt and you're not going to see any progress. The same way this happens in finances, in job security. You're not secure because you have a 9 to 5 and you've been working 19 years. This man been working 19 years, never missed a day. Never missed a day. I'm 27 years old. I was 8 years old when he started working at Ruby Tuesday. If this isn't a telltale sign that these jobs don't care, there's no such thing as job security, and you better work your ass off to have multiple streams of income. If these aren't these signs that I just talked about, if this isn't the sign of those three things just right there, I don't know what is. What are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you like the content, man.